sure if I was going to record this or not, and then I'm like, you know what? I got to stop thinking, well, should I record or should I? I'm just going to record everything. I need to get in the habit of doing that. So I'll show you what I'm working on today. I'm building one large garden box and two small garden boxes, and I'll show you kind of what the game plan is. So we're going to do something like this for the big one, but we're not going to have these high sides. The sides are going to end like right here, so this top part won't be there. And then I'm going to take and make two 5x5 boxes there. She had somebody else come in and put all this rock down and everything. I said it would just be easier, have somebody come in, level it out, put the rock down, and I'll come in and build I'll come in and build the garden box. But the amount of lumber it's taking to do this and the price is just ridiculous. I can't even believe it. It's just sickening how much the lumber costs. But that's what we're working on today. So I'm just going to get my layout real quick, which I kind of drew a drawing on the back here. So we're going to have like a U-shaped and then just two square boxes. So we'll get started. Alright, I got that first box built. It's a 5x5. So I got to put some bracing in there. I'm working the second one because the landscapers did not level the ground first. So they just made it flat and filled it with rocks. Well, this side needs to be way higher. This side needs to be way lower. But there's only so much I can do. I can only put so many rocks underneath it to get it level. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to square it up with the other one. Yeah, forget it. As you can see, where they dug out for both of them, they didn't even bother to try to square it up. So, you know, I only got a little bit on that side. I can maybe slide the box this way a little bit, but even if I do that, this whole thing is still going to be off. So there's nothing I can do. It's just going to have to be like that. Does it bother me? Yeah. Will it bother the customer? Probably not, but I'm going to at least say, hey, the reason why these aren't in line with each other is because of the way they dug it out. Okay, that looks a little better. I did go back and I moved this box over as much as I could, but you can still see it's off by about an inch at least. But you know, I'm on the edge here. There's nothing I can do. Alright, I got the first two built. They look good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay out the lumber for this one, but I ran into some issues because this is actually 2x cedar material from a Heinz lumber place that I get it from, but they would not source me 2x8x16 and 2x8x14. They would not give me a price for it because they said they don't know when it's going to come in, so they wouldn't hold a price for me. So I got to get innovative. I got these at Menards instead, and I'm going to have to mix and match the two. There's nothing I can do about it. The customer doesn't want to wait another 2 or 3 weeks for more lumber, and she's done. She's like, I don't want to pay any more than what I'm already paying. So I'm going to have to improvise between these and the actual 2x material versus these. But I'm going to lay out my all my 2x4s for where the fence is going to go around in this one, because I can't remember if I have, or if I figured in 2x4s for the bracing for this. So that's something to keep in mind. So if I didn't figure that in, now that's just going to cut into my profit, because I can't go back to the customer and say, hey, I screwed up, I didn't get enough material, I need more money. Like, you gave him an estimate, you need to hold to it. So that's why in the future, write it down. If you screwed up, write it down. Didn't get bracing for garden box, cut into profit. Then you'll know for the next time. Make sure that you figure that in on a different kind of project. But okay, got my layout all done, and I'm just figuring this out. But the homeowner just came, stopped here for lunch. I told him, if you can see this way, this thing is so far down. This thing needs to be dug out so far. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, I'm not the landscaper. I said, you can call them back and try to get them back here. See if they'll come level it. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. So there's nothing I can do. I got to build it crooked. I'm going to raise that up some. Like I told her, make sure that they have this surface nice and level. And they're going to have to dig out more on this side. And as you can see, they didn't do it. So, you know, the other thing I could do is cut some blocking and put some blocking on that side to level that up, and then she can fill it in too with rock, or push this rock that way to fill it in. So I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. But was talking earlier about my profit for the 2x4s. I'm good there, but I screwed up here. So I'm definitely gonna have my profit cut into, because I gotta get some more, I've gotta get 2 more 2x8s. One 2x8x16, one 2x8x8, so I screwed up. But it's coming along, it's looking good. She's happy with it so far. So with the way lumber prices are right now, God, I've been checking, rechecking, triple checking, because if you make a mistake, we're talking a lot of money now. So we don't want to make any mistakes. And I'm just second guessing myself on my cuts, but I'm just measuring 3 times and cutting once. And with the way lumber prices are, I'm taking my time a little more, make sure I got my layout right, not just speeding through it. Because you know, when you're cutting into my profit already, I'm already doing that. You know, you one cut board, and if it's wrong, now you just screwed yourself even more. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's level. So there you can see this, and look at the gap under there. That's got to be, it's probably at least 5 inches, almost 6 inches. And you know what? When you're working after somebody else that's prepping something for you, this is what you run into. I should have probably done it myself, but the problem is I don't have the machinery, and I don't have no means of taking the dirt away. I'm not a landscaper, so I have nowhere to take the dirt, and I don't have, you know, a little 5x5 box like that, I would just dug it by hand. But when you got this big area, 14x20, you need a machine in here, and I don't have the means to do it. So this is what you run into when you're doing this. But another little trick I want to show you guys. So I went to attach this end, and it was twisted. So all I did was just took a couple pieces of scrap, screwed it to the inside, took my Irwin clamp, clamped it on there, got it tight, screwed it in. Okay, slowly but surely we're getting there. Got the extra boards, but the problem is I got the first layer somewhat built, and then I went back and just by each corner tried to square it up as best I could for now, so that I can make sure this middle section was nice and straight. Now granted, this isn't attached. I'm going to put some blocking here and here, so that's not attached yet. But the way I did it, I just took a measurement from here to here, and then I squared up these 2 corners and make sure it was even all the way across, got my measurement, and then just took it, transferred it to that board, and I cut it. And I'll be on from here to here. Now from there to there is where I'm going to put the blocking in, so I'll have to adjust this back and forth. I'm doing a lot of fighting to get it as level as possible, but we're getting there slowly. Okay guys, day 2. So what you're looking at now, that's as far as I got on day 1. So I'm hoping to be just about finished today, if not finished. But we got it all ready to go. Now I'm just getting ready to mock up where I'm gonna put this wire. So she's just worried about the rabbits jumping over, so I'm gonna build a frame all the way around and then staple wire to the inside, black wire going all the way around. That's my plan. Okay, I got all my blocks up for the netting, just starting on the railing to go around. But I want to show you guys, I mentioned earlier in the video, oh, I'm just gonna leave it, there's nothing to do. Well, me being me, I couldn't leave it. So you see down at that end, I got it pretty much leveled out now. I got a little adjusting to do here, and then a little bit in that corner, but we're pretty level now. I couldn't just leave it because I need a little level surface to build on. You can see that's a little lower, so that side has to still come up some more. I'm gonna just put on the blocks. Homeowner's gonna come in, she's gonna put bricks or something underneath there. I said, well, it's up to you, what do you want to do? But she didn't want the landscapers back like I had mentioned, so here's where we are. So now I'm gonna work on the railing, and then when I'm done with that, we'll staple the netting on the back. So your brain starts to get delirious when you haven't eaten no food, because I put the uprights on the inside, but I don't need it, duh. Because if I do that, then you can't get into the garden. All I need is the gate here, and that's going to close it completely off. So I screwed up there. I took them all off. But the only good part about that is it might not cut into my profit, now that I think about it, because I'm going to put some extra blocking there, and then I'm gonna put some in those small boxes on the inside. So I'll be able to use the 2x4s that I used here over there. So I should be okay still. Okay guys, I got that all fixed, and now what I'm working on is the gate. So there's gonna be a gate here, and she wants, the netting I'm gonna put up last, but it's basically just so the rabbits don't jump in there. I don't think they'll get over that, but I'm working on it now. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna do it like this with 2 ends, keep it flush on the front side like the rest of the box, and then put another piece up here and then netting on the inside of that. All right, I got the gate built, but when these aren't level, of course the gate's not going to work right. So put some blocks underneath there. That's level. You see that gap? Look at this gap. That's level. That is why the landscapers should have came in here and scraped it from that corner down and dug down, and then it would have been nice and level. But I told her it's the best that I can do. I can put blocking underneath there and get it nice and level when I leave, but there's not much else you could do. She's talking about putting some bricks underneath here, but might be what she has to do. But I can't sit there and have this leaning this way and this leaning this way and try to install a gate. I'm sure you guys know it's not going to work. And you can see there's a little curve of this inside box. I got to adjust that just a little bit this way, and that'll be good there. Okay, we're chugging along. Gates on, and it looks really good. So my only thought was I maybe could have put a block there and put a third hinge on it, but you know, if you're doing gates and stuff, they always want to sag. So I only had 2, put them both on the bottom. It doesn't seem to want to twist this way or that way either. Seems like it's pretty good. So okay, last step, I got the fencing that's going to go up along here, and I'm going to staple it with my stapler to the back side, my pneumatic stapler. And I've got enough to where I can cut it, and that'll be good enough to do the whole thing. So I'll cut it 15 inches down, staple it, and then I'll have enough, because it's almost 100 feet, so that's 50 feet. I'll have enough once I cut the first part, and I'll have enough left over to do the rest. All right guys, whew, I'm tired now. That's a wrap. We are all done. I got the wire all hung up. The hanging the mailbox was an add-on, but all in all, it looks pretty good. I mean, this thing is huge, man. This thing's 14 by 20 feet. Gates up, looks good. Like I said, there's nothing I can do about that. That's gonna stay like that, but we got her done. All right guys, I'm gonna finish cleaning up and get out of here. We'll see you on the next one.